on. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over week. That's this core season 3, week 2, part 2, which is of week. Anywho, we're back again. We're back covering map changes and updates and this and that. So let's get into it. First things first. Nothing's really different about this place. Um, I don't even know why I'm over here to show anything because nothing is like changed. It's still the same. Oh, oh gosh. Talking to Doberman now, he no longer gives you slurp. That's the only thing that's different. Um, as we look this way, you may notice that the rift probably got bigger. Because you can definitely now see it from over in this area. Last week you could not. So that's something to keep an eye out on. As we go past, I don't think I updated this. Oh yeah, the Durburger truck is no longer here. It has moved again, like last week. If you go over here, Durburger truck is now over here. Ta-da! Um, the farmer is no longer here. Uh, Judging by what you guys did last week, I think most of you would have fought him and killed him. So I think he's just dead now. Over here, this robot is starting to fly away to go back to Sloan. By interacting with her, she'll tell you that she's heading back to the base to report to Sloan. Now, first thing is you may think, oh, a base. Maybe the IO now has an actual base on the island, or it's referring to the airship. Either or. We're gonna take a little side detour and go down here. I don't think I covered this last week, but there's an ascender here now. Um, so that's cool. By going down here, Visitor has had his stuff updated. But also he now has a whiteboard and he has a 0 point crystal, which is in my map going to be a rift fragment, which is very distorted and corrupted. And by talking to Visitor, he will say, now that he has the fragment, he might, or he was thinking about using the crystal form, but now that something's wrong with it, he thinks bad things will happen if he uses it. Which, he might be correct. Who knows? I mean, I know. I'm the one making the map. Oh, everything froze. Frick. I don't know why it freezes. This is, oh my, oh, okay. Oh, yep. Cool beans. Amazing. um, up here, nothing. This side of the map's not really different. Only thing that is different is the slab truck is moving with its back still open. But yeah, that's really all that's here. Nothing's really different. Over here, everything's still the same. The main focus is, I think you guys can see it, but there is a new snowy biome. Also, the rift is in fact different. It may or may not be a result of the iceberg hitting the island, and now corruption of the rift might start happening. So keep an eye out on the horizons for more changes, because that might happen. As we move towards Shady Station, it is now called Snowy Station because of the new snow biome. You'll notice that some of it is snowed and some of it is still the purple. It's like a winter wonderland, guys. As we move in here, everything's still the same in here, but up here, Maven has now moved from over here to looking out through the window into the snow. Her dialogue has also changed. She now says it appears the snow is on our forecast, and who knows, maybe the snow will expand, possibly foreshadowing at snowfall. There may or may not be a snowstorm that happens. Who knows? As we go over here, I mean, that whole area is still the same, but the thing that is different is this: the river froze. Um, Completely froze, and the waterfall is gone now. But yeah, so this place just completely got frozen over, because of the iceberg playing with the map. So that's pretty interesting. As we go down here, this is where the waterfall was. Now that's also all ice. Ice slash glacial, you could say. All the trees are like knocked over because of all the snow and the ice. So this whole area, or except for like the actual motel area, has been changed to be like more snowy and icy. Um, yeah, that's basically this change. Well, before we get into the new area, we'll continue around. As we go this way, you'll see that the snow does like kind of stop, like a little lump. Over here, Drift has. Where's Drift? Um, where did I put him? Oh, well, no. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Drift has moved from underneath to on top of the mushroom because, the snow came and he didn't want to get buried alive. And he says that was a close call, but dang, it is cold out. Yeah, so this whole area, the mushrooms are now dead because they're frozen. Um, so yeah, that's this little area. Cool little area. Get it? Pun intended, because it's cold. Anywho, moving from that, we'll go over here. This is where the temple was. The temple is now encased in ice and snow, and only a little bit of it sticks out. The trees are also like crooked because this is where it got impacted the most. So it makes sense for the terrain to be like a little bit wonky with trees and like stuff. Over here, Omega, you can talk to him. His dialogue has changed. He says, "I hate snow. I had to dig myself out, and I wasn't able to get the info." So the IO definitely took a loss because now they can't talk to the 0 point or the Spire Guardian to get info. That should be a different texture. I don't know why that is, but when you see it, that'll be like an ice texture on it. Over here, get through the river. We have a nice little ditch area, possibly a river, or just what I like to think of this little ditch as being is like where the island, because this was the lisp up here and then that went down, and this is like the start of where the iceberg hit, and as a result, all the snow got pushed up and over and filled, and yeah, a little bit of explanation to make it sound logical. Over here we have the first new IO base, which is the Arctic Lab Research Lab. So the IO will now be doing research on the outskirts. And before we move into there, we'll move this way. But yeah, as you go through, you'll notice that there's like mini little isolates with like some loot, not a lot of loot, just some. This place or this iceberg is mainly just like an icy forest type winter wonderland type biome. I didn't really know what to do, so I decided why not go for the nice like winter wonderland type vibe. Foresty. We have a little campsite over here with a campfire and chest. Before we get to that POI as well, we'll go over here. We have a nice little another ice lake. Nice little cabin, fishing cabin. Nice little island. And yeah, you can loot up here. Fishing rods do not work. Harpoon guns may or may not be in this update. I haven't added them yet, and if I don't add them, they're not. But if I do, then when you play, you'll see. Anywho, moving into our first POI, you might recognize it as being Flush Factory. I completely redid it. The textures are completely redone, and the inside's redone. This place is also called freezing factory. Um, which pun intended because it's an ice biome. But if you move inside, you'll notice that yes, the toilet things are still here, but instead of toilets, they sell ice cubes. They're an ice cube factory. That's why it's called freezing factory because it's freezing both inside and out. So, welcome guys. Welcome to the ice cube factory. Yeah, so it's basically the same as Flush, just all the toilets are ice cubes. But I thought the idea was pretty funny. We got random snow piles, not scattered, just in areas, which I might, if you do see more in here, then I decided later today to add more. But yeah, over here we have a nice little like room. This room is completely indestructible, and there's no way to get into it. So that may or may not be a key, hint at for. Ooh, oh my gosh, words. That may or may not be a clue as to what is coming for Winterfest on my map. But who knows? I mean, I do. But over here, more ice cubes, and yeah, that's freezing factory. There's also floor loot and chests to your heart's desire. We'll start moving back this way. Before we do that, though, down here, over here, when I was over here, you may have noticed that there's an ascender. Upon going down the ascender, you'll be greeted by rots. You can actually break these rots and loot the chests, and behind the rots, I'm tempted to show you, but I also don't want to show you. Know what, guys? Just because it's you guys, I'll show you. Behind, actually, I won't show you the full thing. I'll show you the little image, little part of it. You might have to zoom in on mobile if you're watching this on mobile. On PC, take a screenshot and then zoom in. I don't, if you truly want to know what it is. But looking at it, you can probably tell what it is. And that's what's behind there. Um, Throughout the season and throughout Winterfest, as some snow starts to melt. Not all of it will melt because I want to keep this place here because I actually like it, and I think you guys will come to like it too. In game, I actually tested this earlier. This was supposed to be slippery, like ice effect. It broke somehow. My material attribute did not work, so I'm trying to figure out a way to make this slippery. But this is supposed to be slippery for you guys to like slide on. So if I cannot figure it out, then this part won't be, but like the giant ice lakes will be. With that being said, we're moving into the glacier biome, which is not really a biome; it's just an area. You got little area right here. But yeah, the IO decided to set up base on the glacier, and the one research outpost on the outskirts of the glacier. I forget what POI this is called. Hold on. There's a for Shattercold Station is the name of this POI. Throughout the rest of the season, I think more and more little like bases will pop up in here. If they don't, keep an eye out on what they're doing inside the hangar, because Sloan may or may not be making something to, drill, to explore and drill this area. By going in here, though, you can see this. This is the first drill she wants to use. Who knows if it'll work? Talking to Sloan, she says a lot. To sum it up, now that they have a base, they can start working on how and why the transmission came from here, or if the origin was here. Although they determined that the origin of the transmission was here, so they're gonna keep in touch with you and do their best. Oh, sorry for that. I thought I had a burp. Going into the airship, Jones is the only one up here now. He just talks about how Sloane's on the ground investigating it, and that this isn't from this reality since a rift brought it here. And who knows, you know? He still has the same dialogue. He also might not be in the airship this update. So by the time I'm recording this video now, he probably, I mean, he's in here, but I think he's gonna be moved down, oh, hold on, down here into that little station, or, no, because that's comms, but down there into that lab to experiment on rifts. So by the time the update comes out and you see him down there, I went with that idea. And that's it for the new ice biome for now. As I said, as we go through the season, may or may not have the ice melt and slowly reveal new things. Also, the rift has gotten bigger, and yeah, I would say keep an eye on that for like upcoming changes. But to be honest, I really don't know. If that'll be important, I just like how it looks, and I just left it there. So keep use that information as you will. Over here, going into Mushroom Hotel, the bridge is finally done, so now people can go from and to the motel. The biggest thing is that the Big Shots truck is now on the move, and the Keyboard King is gone, and now it's a Big Shot. So Big Shots now has a second location to sell coffee. And that's basically it. That's all the map changes. That's everything in this update before Winterfest happens, and then I have to re-update everything with Christmas decorations, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.